Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Man, what a cool day. It's beautiful up here in Minnesota. I'm in New Ulm, Minnesota, picking up a load. I don't know exactly what's going on here. But I was going to talk today about getting fired, man. Getting fired from a trucking company. And I'll tell you what motivated me to do this video. It's, as you know, most of us here at Magnum, it's very seldom that we go to a terminal. And y'all may have heard the phrase, terminal rats. Terminal rats. They're like a plague, man. It's these drivers that are dysfunctional, upset, pissed off at the world. They always seem to be hanging out at the terminal. Now, be very careful who you talk to and who you listen to. Yeah, because if you listen to some of these people, man, the information that they're sharing, pretty sad. Because while I was there at the terminal, I ran into Gary. Shout out to Gary. Hey, brother. He's doing real well. Been out in his solo truck, let's see, about 3 months now. Seems to be doing real good, liking it. Bragging about the fact that he survived Walt as a trainer. I'm not easy, guys. I'm not easy. I'm going to tell you right quick. He ran into one of my other trainees, Ross. And he was talking to Ross. And Gary said, yeah, I was trained by Walt. And Ross goes, yeah, Walt was my trainer as well. And so Gary asked him, goes, so what'd you think of Walt? And Ross just said, let's just say that Walt has a very strong personality. I'm not the easiest. You know, y'all see me on YouTube, think I'm just a pushover and just super nice guy. Glad you have that image. But anyway. Now let's talk about getting fired at a trucking company. And think about this a little bit. Mainly the conversation I had with one driver is what made me think of this. And I ran into another driver, Karen. She's been driving for 20 years, and she is coming up for retirement. She's actually one of my neighbors. We both live in the same hometown in Oklahoma. And she was telling me, yeah, the truck that she's got right now, which is coming up for, trade-in, she goes, this is my last truck. She goes, when they trade this one in, she goes, I'm just going home and going to take my retirement and I'm done. Can't blame her. She's been out here forever, right? I don't know how old she is. I think she's pretty sure she's older than me. She's been driving a truck for a long time. Congratulations to you, Karen, for an absolutely outstanding career in trucking. And me and Karen were talking about it, and we were both talking about how happy we are for the company that we work for. We make good money, and we love the way they treat us, and feels like home. And the day we leave is going to be a sad day. That's a conversation we're having, right? And then Gary, my trainee that got off my truck about 3 months ago, he come walking up, so we're chit-chatting and laughing, all three of us, right? And Gary has to go do something, he takes off. This other driver comes walking by and he sees me and Karen talking. He stops and walks up and he asks us, he goes, so where do you turn your chains in? Excuse me? Where do you turn your chains in? I said, are you talking about your snow chains? He goes, yeah, where do I turn them in? I said, are you emptying out your truck or something? Why are you turning in your chains? He goes, well, I need to lighten the load on my truck. What? Lighten the load on my truck. Man, I'm going to tell you, I got a lot of crap in this truck. I got enough stuff in this truck. I got enough food to last me 30 days. I've got TV, satellite, I've got everything loaded in this truck. Hell, I've got enough clothes in this truck probably last me a year. truck is loaded, right? And I don't have any problem making weight, but this guy's wanting to get rid of his chains so he can lighten the load on his tractor. And I'm like, dude, why? It's July. You're just going to have to put them back in your truck come September. He goes, well, I don't drive out west. He goes, I mainly just go to Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, I take that load all the time to New Jersey. And I'm like, what, somebody not like you or something? Because everybody at Magnum knows that is the worst load, going to Elizabeth, New Jersey. It kills your time. And plus, freaking New Jersey might as well be Staten Island, you know? So nobody wants that load. When you get that load, it's like, what did I do to anybody to deserve this, you know? But anyway, talking to the guy, and he's all pissed off. He's not making any money. He's making $600-700 paychecks. And I said, well, how often do you go home? And he goes, man, I stayed out straight for 8 months. Really? You stayed out for 8 months and you're making $600-700 paychecks? I said, that doesn't make any sense. How many miles are you driving a month? He couldn't give me the miles they drove from. He goes, well, I'm getting 1,800 a week. I said, no, how many miles did you drive last month? You know, you get a report at the end of the month that tells you how many miles that you drove for the month. And that's all important to you because that's what your bonus pay is associated to. So I asked him, I said, no, how many miles did you drive last month? I don't care what you drove for a week. Everybody has a bad week now and then. Well, I don't know, but you know, a good week is 2,000 miles. I said, well, wait a minute. I said, how long you been with the company? He goes, I go over a year this month. How long you been driving a truck? I've been driving a truck for almost 20 years. I mean, there's flags going off all inside my head for the things that this guy is saying. And then he starts talking about this dispatcher doesn't like him, and this dispatcher doesn't like him, and this one won't take his phone calls, and I'm starting to figure out the problem here. In other words, probably every time you call somebody, you bitch and fit like a little kid. To the point where nobody wants to deal with you. You know, and that's one of the things about a trucking company. You know, we're all in this together. We're out here to move freight, man. We're out here to move a load from this location to that location, from A to B. That's our job. You got dispatchers, which are basically load planners, driver managers, which are basically your liaison for if you can't talk to the dispatcher that you want to talk to. And you don't have that much interaction with them. So if you're pissing the people off that is your contact with the company, basically calling them up, feeding them a shit sandwich every time you ring their phone, eventually nobody wants to talk to you. That's kind of self-evident, right? And if nobody wants to talk to you, and you've pissed everybody else off, they basically want you to go away. All right? But let's talk about this. They're not going to fire you. Because if they have to fire you, now they got to pay unemployment and all this other crap going on. You know, it costs the company a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to hire you. It costs a lot of money to fire you. So, they won't fire you. They'll just straggle you along, a little load here and there, low miles, low paycheck. Eventually, you'll get the idea and quit and go somewhere else, right? I mean, hell, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was out here for 7 days a week and I wasn't making over $1,000 a week, I'd quit. Who in the hell would do that, right? I checked my paycheck today. It was a regular paycheck, $1,632. Not the best paycheck in the world, not the worst. Week before that was over $2,500. I thought it was going to be small, but last week's was a good one. And next week's going to be a real fat one too. So, I mean, when it comes to my pay, I couldn't be any happier. I'm surprised they pay me for doing what I do out here. I mean, seriously, this is the easiest, best job in the world. Depending on your situation, of course. But no, it's expensive to fire you. They ain't gonna fire you. They'll just treat you like a redheaded stepchild until eventually you get the idea that they don't want you here and you leave on your own accord. Now, think about it. If you own the business, that's the way you'd do it. If you get fired, flat out they say, dude, you're fired. Bring your truck back to the terminal, clean your shit out, and get out of here. You're gone. You're fired. Right? If you got that from a trucking company, that is because there's too much risk involved of you harming the company by being in their truck. If you get fired like that, it's because you got a DUI, you're unsafe, you're giving the company a bad name, might be legal action involved. That's why you get fired. Other than that, truck company ain't gonna frickin' fire you. Go with it. But if you're pissing everybody else off or nobody wants to work with you, hey, nobody wants to deal with that every day. We ain't your frickin' slave, right? We don't owe you nothing. Come out here and do your job. So that was part of it. So he's pissing off everybody off in the office, basically shitting in their breakfast cereal every time he gives them a call. And then he starts going, yeah, I don't go here and I don't go there and I'm not taking a load to there. And then, you're restricting your loads. Kind of hard to give you miles when you ain't gonna be willing to go anywhere. I talked to another driver, good experienced driver. She's making good money, but she said that she's not making kind of money I am. We come find out she's being very restrictive on her loads as well. In other words, she doesn't want to go east and west. She only wants to go north and south. Well, that takes you out about 50% of the market. You're not going to get 13,000 miles plus a month that way. You're being restrictive on what you want to haul. I was talking to Ross. Ross goes over 1 year this month. I was talking to Ross. I said, brother, how's your money doing? He goes, I'm doing great. Ross has saved up a crap load of money. Young man doesn't have any bills, banks his entire paycheck, making really good freaking money. He's out here probably spending $150, $200 a week, and he's banking every dime in a savings account. I'm going to tell you right now, Ross been here a year. He could go out and pay cash for a truck today. Just saying. All right. Anyway, I asked Ross, I said, dude, how are your miles doing? I said, my miles have been okay. You're a new guy, been out here for a year, how's your miles? He goes, I ran 13,000 miles last month. He goes, the month before that wasn't that good. I only had like 11,000 miles. I said, but you're making money, you're doing well. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I'm doing fine, man. I got no complaints. He goes, I'm freaking loving it. I said, okay. And I said, yeah, I talked to this guy that said that he wasn't getting any miles. And come find out, it sounds like to me he was, refusing to take certain loads and this kind of stuff. I said, but he's not taking any home time. He's just basically refusing loads. And Ross goes, I've been here for a year. I've never turned down a load. He goes, why would I turn down a load? Why do I care where it goes? He goes, I'm not going to turn down a load. He goes, that's our job, right? Move freight, point A to point B. He goes, why do I care where point A is, point B? It all pays me the same. That's the way I feel about it. I don't turn down loads. Now, if they give me a choice of where I want to drive, I'm going to make my choice. When a dispatcher asks me, hey, Walt, where you want to go? my first thing is West Coast. I want to go all the way to the West Coast, which means Oregon or Washington, right? If you can't get me all the way to the West Coast, I'll take Utah. That's my favorite lane. That's where I want to run during this time of year. You know what I mean? But, well, Walt, I ain't got anything for Utah or Washington or Oregon. Where else you want to go? If you can't send me out west, I don't care. Just make it far away, right? The longer the load, the better it's going to make me happier. Get me 1,800 miles away from here. I just run. So, what is the trick to being successful here? Be nice to your fellow workers. Don't turn down loads. And just run your face off, man. Take care of the company. Take care of their equipment. And at the same time, live your life, you know? Ain't no big deal. It ain't freaking rocket science. But anyway, that's how you get fired at a trucking company. You're being unsafe, drinking on the job, substance abuse, bringing some type of legal action toward the company, doing any of those things, that's how you get fired. How you get starved to death until you run yourself off? Just wake up every morning and shit in everybody's breakfast cereal. That'll do it. Oh, I have probably gone on way too long in this video. How long has this video been? Oh, it's only 16, 17 minutes. Good enough. We'll make that the joint for the day. Plus, I wanted to do this video kind of as a test. I did a video yesterday morning, uploaded it at 7 a.m. in the morning, and last night before I went to bed, it had 4 views. 4. My videos generally in a 24-hour period will do up around 200, maybe 250, somewhere in there. That's normal. You know, 150 is low, 200 normal, 250 is a good video for me. You know, I don't have a big crowd. I'm not a big YouTube sensation by no means. But I only got 4? Really? Makes a guy go, wonder what's going on here. Anyway, that's my day. I'm getting loaded. I ain't felt no wiggle yet since I got in this door. This is one of the, you know, this is a situation. This is one of those days where I know some guys, if they were in the situation I'm in right now, they'd be pissed off. Man, my life sucks. The whole world's coming to an end. No, I got here to the shipper to pick it up. When I checked in, they said, hey, brother, we're going to put you in a holding pattern because product's not ready yet. So, give us a minute. So they put me in a holding pattern for an hour. Now they gave me a door. And I am the only truck in a door here in this whole facility, which is crazy, right? Everybody else has already come and gone. And I'm backed into a door, and I ain't felt no wiggle of a forklift running in and out the back end of it yet. So, we might be drawing a little detention pay. Why do I care, right? Ain't no big deal to me. We're going to run the same miles this week anyway. Might as well add a little detention pay on it. Oh, woe is me. You held me up. You made me wait for a couple. Come on. I just get so tired of the crazy crying ass baby bullshit. I just do. Grow up, man. Pull your pants up and go to work. Be a truck driver. Anyway, we'll get your head on backwards. And I hate to tell you this, but I watched the 6 o'clock news last night. Everything that's going on in the world ain't nothing about me. Matter of fact, the other thing probably ain't got nothing to do with me either. So don't let that crap get your head on backwards and ruin your day and ruin your life. Live your life, man. Smile. It's beautiful. Sun shines out, blue skies, big white puppies. Hell, it's highly skydivable. Matter of fact, today. This is highly jumpable weather right here. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. God bless you each and every one. Remember, you too can change the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Bye-bye.